Hey everybody, Joe here from wellnesspunks.com, back with another Q&A Friday video. Remember, if you'd like to submit a question for these videos, just head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/wellnesspunks, or you can go over to our website, wellnesspunks.com, and submit a question there. Just look for the link. So today's question comes from Allison, and Allison says, "Hey punks." Hey Allison. "Thanks so much for all you do. Love the videos, and I'm really enjoying the primal cooking workshop. I even made the liver and strawberry salad and loved it." Cool, thanks Allison. "I recently made the switch to a primal diet and I'm feeling great. Lost 18 pounds so far, sleeping better, and have more energy. Generally, I'm a pretty happy camper." Very cool. The problem is I went to my doctor and shockingly my cholesterol went up. Everything else seems to be in the normal range, but the doc is concerned about my cholesterol level, which is 232 right now. Last time I had it checked a few years ago, 27 pounds heavier, and eating the standard American fairy. I assume you meant standard American fare. So if you're eating fairies, that's a whole other issue. So eating the standard American carb-filled fare, my levels were normal. So what's the deal, punk? Why did my cholesterol go up? Okay, so there are a couple of reasons, or actually a number of reasons why you might see your cholesterol increase when switching to a paleo primal diet or just eating healthier, particularly if you're coming off of, as you say, the standard American sort of junk food, refined carbohydrate filled diet. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, and it's probably temporary. So you said that you just recently switched. You said that you lost some weight, and so all of these things could contribute to it. If you are, like I said, coming off of this refined carbohydrate junk food type of diet and losing weight, most people who are overweight suffer from at least some form, some extent of what's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So part of that could be that the fat that's built up in your liver, which is what fatty liver disease is actually starting to improve. You're actually starting to release some of that fat from the liver. So that's probably one of the more likely scenarios that's happening here. And again, that's going to happen when you stop eating a lot of the processed, refined foods and start eating more nutrient-dense foods. So a couple of those nutrients that we'll talk about, in particular, one is choline, the other is folate. So choline is found really predominantly in egg yolks and coincidentally enough, in liver. So you said that you've been trying some liver, and most people who switch to a paleo primal real food diet eat lots of eggs and of course egg yolks. So you're going to be getting a lot more choline in your diet than you probably were previously, and choline goes quite a long way to help clear up that sort of fatty liver issue. The other one is folate, which is found in a lot of leafy green vegetables. Again, another food that people tend to increase quite a bit when switching to a real food, paleo primal type of diet. So the folate is actually going to lessen the need for choline in the liver, but nonetheless, the two of them together work really, really well to help clear up that fatty liver issue. So as that fat begins to get released from the liver, it goes into your bloodstream, and you go get tested. The lipids, your lipid profile is going to look higher than your doctor thinks it should be. Again, this is something that should clear up over time. I would probably go back to the doc and have those numbers checked again in a few months, maybe 6 months, or at least wait until your weight's stabilized to the point where your this fatty liver issue has been cleared up. Now, some of the other issues might be with your thyroid, and this may not be necessarily a good thing. Most people, a lot of people who switch to a paleo primal type of diet just assume that that means low carb, and that may be optimal for some people. But I find with most people, being too low carb, especially for too long, is not necessary and probably not a good thing. And what that tends to do is slow down thyroid. So I'm going to get to how the thyroid is connected to the liver and how that affects cholesterol in a sec. But too low carb, your thyroid really needs some carbohydrate, some glucose and insulin in order to create active thyroid hormone. If you're too low calorie, that could affect your thyroid and your metabolism. If you're too low calorie and releasing fat, losing fat too quickly, you're going to be releasing some free fatty acids, which could be toxic. It could show up, again, could affect your cholesterol numbers. A lot of people switching to paleo primal type of diet kind of miss iodine. Maybe you're not eating as much seafood, or you've cut down salt, particularly iodized salt, so you may not be getting sufficient iodine to support thyroid. Another food that's increased a lot on paleo primal type of diet is crucifers, cabbage and broccoli, things like that. Those are known as goitrogens, which could impair thyroid function as well, particularly if you're not getting enough iodine. So all of these things could be contributing to a decrease in thyroid function. Now, how does that affect cholesterol and particularly liver function and cholesterol? So imagine that this is a liver cell and you've got this receptor on it, and this receptor's job is to catch this LDL, pull the cholesterol out of the LDL where it's used to make bile. So if your thyroid is suppressed, the cells in your liver aren't going to get the signal. They're going to downregulate those LDL receptors, and that LDL is going to stay in your blood longer than it should. And again, it's something that could increase your cholesterol. So, those are just some of the ideas here that that could be going on. So if you're too low carb or restricting calories, just make sure you're eating enough, and then make sure you're eating enough carbohydrate to support thyroid function as well. But my sense is, just from what you told me, is that chances are you're probably clearing some fat from your liver, and that's the reason for the increased cholesterol. I really wouldn't concern myself too much with it. If you want to keep an eye on it, I would really encourage you to, probably in a few months, 6 months or so, particularly after your weight's sort of regulated and stabilized, have those numbers checked again. They may go down, they may not. It doesn't necessarily mean anything. I'd really get, actually, if you get back to me and let me know what the HDL, LDL numbers are, that'll tell us a little bit more. It certainly doesn't tell the whole picture, but it'll tell us a little bit more. So I hope that helps. And again, the bottom line is it's probably not something to be concerned with, as long as you're making sure you're getting enough calories, enough carbohydrate to support normal liver, thyroid function. And if you get it checked in a few more months, let me know how it goes. All right. So hope that answers your question. And again, if anyone wants to submit questions, just head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/wellnesspunks, or to wellnesspunks.com, and you can submit a question there. Okay, thanks.